I really believe a couple of things. All truth is God's truth, and all beauty is God's beauty. And so music and podcasting can be firmly in the arena of truth and be fully glorifying to God, even if it doesn't come from Christian sources. So I would say I have a broad integration of Christian and non-Christian podcasts and music choices. If I'm guessing, I'd probably say I'm 70% secular and 30% Christian on the stuff that I listen to. I listen to a lot of news, which is pretty secular, and a lot of different varieties. I'm a voracious learner, and so I love to learn from all different sources, and I feel like people are richer when they do learn from all different kinds of sources. It helps me. Now I've got a pretty firm, very firm, Christian worldview that is kind of the place that I stand. So it's pretty easy for me to be able to say, okay, that matches, that doesn't match the Christian view, and not have a lot of emotion about it. I don't get torqued up about it or anything like that. I just go, okay, I can sort through on my own mind. And I think when you hit maturity, as you grow in your faith and you get to know Jesus better, it becomes very easy to discern. And I would encourage people then to read broadly, listen broadly, appreciate broadly, because it's a part of God's wondrous creation. And there's a lot of good to be found there, a lot of good things to learn from a lot of different sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just adding to that, the balance part of the question is really helpful, because I think that it could be helpful to ask yourself, which side of this am I leaning more towards, and do I need to add more of the opposite? So if you're saying I can only watch Christian movies, I can only watch, God's Not Dead or that kind of a thing, I can only listen to Christian music, I can only read theology books, I think I would challenge you and ask why, ask if you understand some of these other principles that you were just talking about. But similarly, if you are only listening to secular music, or never studying the Bible or never learning about theological topics, I think there's a balance question there too, of maybe where could you find some of those sources that are more interesting to you that are still in the realm of faith.
The other thing I would add in there that I should be probably cautious about is that there are some things out there that are not just in the category of diverse or secular, but they cross over into evil. And when there's things that are evil that are out there, put severe limits on those. And if you kind of say, oh, this is a movie I should not be watching, this is a podcast I should not be listening to because of the vile nature of it, or because you find that I'm actually more responsive to sin after watching or listening to this than I was beforehand, then it's a good thing to be able to cut that out of your life. If you're younger in your faith, sometimes it's helpful to have a period of time where you say, man, I'm going to have a strong emphasis on filling my mind with Christian thoughts, Christian speakers, Christian books, because the formation process is still early on, and that could be a very wise thing to do.